Going back to your comments regarding Benjamin Netanyahu and President Obama, is there still a rift between that? Because they had a little bit of a falling out when Netanyahu. No?
There's never been a rift between Prime Minister
regarding
Netanyahu.
the 67 borders.
And I think you could ask the Deputy Minister, and he could certainly confirm that.
Sir?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't pay attention to different reports. I can tell you in a very categoric way, and I believe also in an authoritative way, that we have not had a better friend than President Obama, and we will continue to work together because not only it's our ideal, it's also our interests. And just as the Congresswoman said, cooperation has never been better on issues which are of the most sensitive and of most importance to our collective security and well-being.
But will Israel go back to their 67 borders? Will they be willing to go back?
Well, our position is very clear. You know, we have to negotiate, and everything is interrelated. You cannot describe or you cannot agree on borders before you know what are the security arrangements, what about the issue of refugees, Jerusalem, settlements, territories. They're all interrelated. We have been waiting at the negotiating table for direct negotiations without preconditions. We still hope that this will happen. But in the case of our relations with the United States, we will always work together. We do not see any country which is better positioned to continue and lead the international community and also the Middle Eastern affairs, and especially the peace process between us and the Palestinians.
What can you tell us about the current state of the effort to an independent Palestinian state?
If I can just add, just to underscore what the Deputy Minister has said, it's important to note that the position of the United States is that the only way to achieve peace with two states living side by side in peace is through direct bilateral negotiations. And that's another incredibly important reason why we're having this event here today, to strongly stand up in support of that concept, to make sure that we push hard against the delegitimization of Israel on the international stage, and ensure that a Palestinian desire to unilaterally declare a state is rejected, and that we make sure that the United States is clear on that point. During that time, Israel has blossomed from desert sands into a shining example of economic progress and cultural diversity, all while under the threat of attack from hostile neighbors and a global delegitimization campaign. And unfortunately, that delegitimization campaign is alive and growing. We see it on college campuses here in America and abroad, in the media, and in the halls of the world's international organizations. It is not only Israel's neighbors who fail to recognize the legitimacy of the Jewish state. Unfortunately, Israel also faces vicious smear campaigns and anti-Semitic vitriol from a surprisingly wide array of members in global institutions like the United Nations. In the face of these attacks, I am so proud that the U.S. government has stood strongly by Israel's side, and as long as I and my colleagues are members of Congress, we promise you that we always will. Now, as you know, Washington has been very polarized lately, and there are many divisive issues in front of the U.S. Congress. But when it comes to our support of Israel, we are unified and work arm in arm. I'm so proud. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are all here standing in support of Israel, and tonight that is the only thing that this evening should be about. The only thing. Standing together in support of Israel, making sure that regardless of our differences, we stand together and pound against delegitimization. Make sure that the United States stands side by side in support of a Jewish state. That is what this evening is about, and it is why I am here, and I'm proud to stand here in support of the Jewish state of Israel. I am so proud to share in that tradition as a representative in Washington, where I can use my voice and my vote to stand as a stalwart ally for the state of Israel. President Obama and the U.S. Congress have led the way on many of these issues, standing firmly at Israel's side, supporting her security, and paving the road toward peace. To exemplify this point, over the past 2 years, Congress and the administration have supported billions of dollars of U.S. aid to Israel, funding projects to ensure Israel's